Good morning. Welcome. I'm so glad you guys are here. You are on the Success Secrets for Business, Family, and Life channel, and this is the Coffee Break Show, and it's brought to you by the Metadime Digital Network. Today, we are going to have a conversation. We're going to have a great talk. I learned something today. I kind of had an epiphany, and I wanted to share it with everybody. And today, we're going to be talking about working with what is and making it successful. How do we work with what is and make it successful? And we're going to start that in 3, 2, 1. All right. Welcome. I'm so glad you're here today. Listen, I don't know about you, but sometimes when things don't go my way, I get a little disappointed. I don't know about you if you've experienced that or not. And I remember thinking to myself, being disappointed. Yesterday, Chris Salem was on, and he did this really great show when he was talking about expectations, having expectations about how everything's going to go. And so you think when you make your little plan for the day, the plan for the day is going to go exactly to your expectations. Well, the last 48 hours, it didn't quite go according to plan. And so that's what I'm here to talk about. What can you do when things don't go according to plan and still make it successful? So as you know, yesterday was my birthday and we were supposed to go bike riding. We were supposed to do all these things, and work blew up and we ended up having to work. We never went for a bike ride. So we were looking forward to it this morning. We were like, mountain biking, it's my thing. Good morning. It's a terrific Thursday. Thank you. Hey, Reese, nice to see you on. Listen, if you're new to the Smart Life Club, do me a favor, put your name down below. I need to know you and like you and get to know me and have fun with us. We go live Monday through Friday. We share tips, tools, techniques, and all kinds of inspiration, motivation, and things that are going to help you create thrivability in your life. So welcome here and put your name down below. And if you're here every day, you guys, I love you guys. You're so with me and you're such a great part of the conversation. Such insights flow and such insights happen. And I'm so happy for that. Risa says, I never have expectation because I get too disappointed. So I go with the flow. That's interesting. I'm okay with disappointment if I have to get up to swing at the bat, but I'm like you, Risa. I don't always like to go and feel that disappointment. So you think your plans are going to go right. So we did. We got up this morning and we were like, you know what? First things first, let's go mountain biking. So we threw the bikes back up there. And I have an appointment to take my bike to the bike shop today to get the tune-ups and the brakes and everything else. So I wanted to ride it once before I went. So we got out to the road where we were going to ride, and we popped the bikes out of the truck, and my bike is ready to go. She's raring. And Robin's bike, the chain falls off, and it's so stuck. We couldn't get it off. We couldn't get that stuck undone. We had to, go work on the bike to get the chain undone. And we couldn't ride that day. We just couldn't get it done. Hey, Robert C. Stern. Yes, I am a happy day older. I am happy day older in one day. And thank you for my birthday surprise. It was nice to get Morgan Fairchild to sing me happy birthday. I mean, come on, that's really awesome. So anyway, we're out there and we got bikes and we're all kind of hanging out with the bikes. And suddenly we realize we can't go bike riding. And for that second, Risa, you were just saying, it was like, bam, instant disappointment. And about maybe 30 seconds left, maybe 20. And we were like, nope, if this happened, it happened for a reason. We have to pay attention to the reason. So we're like, okay, we'll just go home. We'll switch out this bike for the other bike. Then we'll go ride up the mountain. And it was weird because when we were on the way to the biking place, I said to Robin, something doesn't feel right today. Something ain't right. It's just not right. And why are all these trucks here? And what's going on here? And when we stopped, I realized that the universe was trying to tell me, don't go. Remember, we talked about my dog. I knew where the dog was, but I didn't pay attention to what was coming in. I didn't trust it. Time number 2, I didn't trust it. So the chain gets breaking and we come back in and I'm like, yeah, something telling us not to go today. Don't go. And it's interesting. Because if you have a want, you have a big want, like you're a little kid, like today I want to go swim at the lake or the ocean. And the universe is going, no, today's not the day to go swim at the ocean. Sometimes I act like a baby. I'm almost throwing a tantrum. My mind comes on and goes, What do you mean I can't go swimming today? What do you mean I can't go bike riding today? And then we try to force it. We try to force the thing that we want to have happen instead of accepting and being what is in the moment. What is in the moment is today, no. And nobody likes to hear no, do we? No. Unless it's like, do you have cancer? Do I have cancer, doc? No. And then you're like, yay. But most of the time, we don't like to hear no. And so today I heard that no, and I went anyway. And finally, when we surrendered to what is, which is the moment, you can turn that moment into the most success. So every day we have this co-creative conversation with the universe, co-creative conversation. And we only like the conversation like a toddler does. I only want it if it's my way. It's my way, then it's fine. If it's your way, then no, disappointment, and I'm bitter. It's like we get to the point where all of us act like where something is being done to us and not something is trying to communicate with us. So after we looked at, all of those bumpy rides for today, I realized that this was happening for a reason. And now I could pay attention. The second you say this happened for a reason, you're like, oh, I might as well check in and see what's going on. And so, yes, this is it. This is what we thought. Robin's bite might have saved you ladies from something on the road. I knew that, Risa. I knew that too. There's something wasn't right that day. And so it was an interesting day to battle the mind. Hey, Stephen, nice to see you. Nice to see you. And Judy, if you're there. I always have expectation, but yet I understand there will be detours along the way. Be patient, stay focused, and understand you're in control. Yes, I agree with that. I totally agree with that so much, Stephen. It's like we have to be adults and responsible and things like that. And so Robin says to Risa right here exactly what we were thinking. Yes, we thought that too. Robert, your birthday message was so cool. Yeah, I liked it. Thank you so much. That's just a little course correction. All is normal. And it's weird. This is the thing. This is the thing right here. I never force anything, says Risa. And Risa, you have no idea how important what you just said is. And it also shows that she has such a level of wakefulness, because when we try to force things, it doesn't matter how much you try to force them to be right or work the way you want them to, or just bowl through it. We have to work with the universal forces. We have to work with the moment. And we have to not try to muscle our way through everything or bully our way through anything or just try to force it all the time. It's an off day. The harder you push, the harder it pushes back. And that's why using force is stupid, isn't it? The universe is always going to be stronger than you are. Now, it doesn't matter how much you try to bully the universe. It doesn't work. It's like it's an off day. The harder you push, the harder it pushes back. And that's what I learned right there. So I learned that what something wanted to say something to me other than go for a bike ride. And how many times do we not listen? It's so subtle. Yesterday, Chris Salem was talking about awareness and having awareness and being in that moment to moment present spot. Well, if you're always in what you want, whatever you want, you're not in the moment. And it's like a relationship. There's no way you can go to a relationship and say, I want you to fall in love with me. And not only do I want you to fall in love with me, I want you to do whatever I want you to do when you want to do it. I always want you to be happy about what I want to do. And it's like a narcissistic relationship. Well, guess what? Most of us have a narcissistic relationship with the divine. All of us, like, God, I want you now. God, give me this now. God, do this for me now. God, do this for me now. It is constantly, I want you to love me I want you to give me all I want and all the things and everything. And if you don't, I'm disappointed. And that's not a relationship with God. That's narcissism. The same way it's narcissism in a real relationship, it's narcissism with the divine. But just imagine being on the divine side and looking at you having your little tantrum about, God, I want this when I want this, and send me one of these, and I got one of those. That doesn't make any sense. So what's the conversation? That takes the awareness. So if we listen deeply to ourselves, It tells us the most amazing things. Yes. So when we listen deeply, who are we listening to? Is it just that we're listening to ourselves again? What does the divine sound like for you? What does a divine sound like? What does it sound like for you? What does it say to you? How does it communicate with you? Are you so narcissistic in the relationship that you can't even hear, or that you're not listening inward? Because for me, the conversation takes here and here. These are the two places. Those places, when I listen to the sound, it doesn't always use English. In fact, most of the time, it doesn't use words at all. It sensates through feelings. It says stuff to me through feelings. How does it work for you? In order to make that successful, I know that every time that I've listened in and followed that guidance, I've been successful 100% of the time. 100% of the time, I've been successful using that. When I use my ego and my brain and I try to push through it and I'm disappointed and I want to stomp on my feet, when I do that, I'm unsuccessful most of the time. Do you get what I'm saying? So this is such an important point for everyone to realize as they're speaking and trying to make success happen. You know, you guys have said a lot. Okay. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Wow, you guys are talking so fast. It's an off day, deeper to ourselves. Here we are. Thank you. I'm going up here. Thank you for the reminder. I actually thought it was Friday. Geez. I did too. It feels like a Friday and tomorrow should be Saturday. Every day is a new way. Every day is a new way. That should be a bumper sticker because people can, take a look at that and have it happen to them. Manuel always tells me I never act excited about things coming up because I get excited after when I see the outcome. Ooh, I like that. Sometimes part of the excitement is seeing how things unfold when it's the great mystery of, how is it going to unfold? Robert says, don't always believe what you see and hear. Believe what you feel and know. Ooh, yes, that is it. And that's it. Your soul has direct knowing. Your mind has, I think I know. And your ego's like, yeah, I know it all. That's what ego does. But this is really the truth for me. The universe is always right. It always has your best interest at heart. It always has that part of you that it wants to grow and show and be and share. It already knows that about you, and it knows what lessons you need to have. Risa, I totally get that. Robin, learning to manage disappointment is such a wise and mature way to do things. Yes. Managing disappointment, because managing disappointment means that you actually want to be an adult. I love this. God will only give us what we're willing to work for. The divine sounds like hope. That's right. But what does hope sound like? That's the question I have. Let's see. Note to self, at this moment, we are younger than we will ever be. That's right. This is it. This is your moment. It's right now. I think I've stepped into every human frailty and spiritual trap out there. Amen. Me too. Yet recognition of it could actually be the first lesson. Yes. Every spiritual trap out there, yet the recognition of it could be actually the the lesson. Who is this smart person right here today? Is this you, Ryan? I know that this is Anna because she loves to drop a heart in there, but somebody tell me who this is, who this Facebook user is. That would be great. Ryan, thank you, my buddy. I knew it was you. I like this. Tap, beer on tap. I like that. Have a beer on tap. It's Friday somewhere. I like this. I avoided a major 21 car pileup years ago. The voice in my head was screaming, pull over, and park on the overpass. I had to yell at my sister's boyfriend and made him pull off. He did not want to. Of course, everybody argues with what is. He didn't want to. He waited long enough to scrape the ice off the car. The voice said, it's okay to go now. He did. And as we came over here, the hill, there was a 21 car pileup of the caravan we were in just minutes before, where several people died. And this is why we want to listen inward. We don't know what the universe is protecting us from, but we know that it did. Donnie, it's a cool story. I'm sorry it happened, but wow, that is such a cool story. Let's see. It may also be a part of the process of awakening and growth. Yes. And I think right now, what's really cool is I think awareness and something else is trying to contact us. Like there's all the entertainment noise of the world and all divisions and political and blah, blah, blah. But if you rise above it, really rise above it, don't play in it, but rise above it, you will have a different message. You'll have something that you can see that's different. And today that happened to us. So let's see. I want like this. Hope sounds like people like you. Oh, God. Do you have a book that says this is what you say to women? Because I'm telling you, Stephen, if you wrote it, I know how to talk to women. A lot of men would benefit from that book because you know what to say to a girl. Hope sounds like people like you. That is sweet. Thank you, Stephen. I really like that. Hey, Martin, there's my man. Here's Comedy Hour. I'm a contrarian on mature, but wisdom works, I hear. Yeah, it's like, you always have to have humor because humor helps the medicine go down and it helps us open up. And I love that. I love that about you, Martin. It's one of the best things about working with you, too. You have a great sense of humor. Stephen, you're so wise. Robin, I love the phrase course correction. Me too. Hey, good morning, Jane. Nice to see you on, girlfriend. Hey, Jane, I have been totally enjoying. If you guys haven't seen them, Jane has sunset pictures. And actually, Jane lives in my hood. She lives out there. And so she takes these really great sunset pictures, which I love. You should share a couple on this page here so everybody could see your work. With hope, anything can be possible. Thank you. That's true. Thank you. That is really true. With hope, anything is possible. You and Steve and you and Anna, you and Stephen need to meet each other. You can't control the universe, but you can control your decisions. I try to ride in harmony with the universe. Me too. And for me, Stephen, this is the practice for me. This is the work for me. When you are working with the universe, it's co-creative and you have to listen, not bark orders. And I know that we grow up learning to bark orders. I remember one of the first Sunday school lessons we had was about faith. And we were supposed to pray and ask God for something we wanted. So like some of us, now I was a little kid. So, as a little kid, what do you want? Well, I want a football. We all I want a bicycle and I want some sort of toy I want. So we started seeing God as something that gives us our wish list. It's like, God, I want a boyfriend. I want a house. We call on him for things that we want. And this is I try to ride in harmony with the universe. It's a relationship with somebody. And just like the relationship in your marriage is give and take and listen and speak and communicate and connect. That to me is the value of learning to work with the divine, the shabda, the whatever it is that you are working with in this moment, that energy, that person that guides you, the thing that guides you. There is something. Remember yesterday, he talked about moving from the, inner critic to the inner champion, the inner critic to the inner champion. Well, in order to make that transformation, there's something in between the critic and the champion that is there helping you transform, helping you win, that has your best interest at heart, that divine guide that came from the divine that wants to help you get and find the real you, bring the real you out and be in harmony with the universe. Stephen, that is the $64,000 question right there, statement. That's just the beauty of that. I want to read what Karen has because, wow, I just love this. Me, God, can I ask you a question? God, sure. Me, promise you won't get mad. God, I promise. Me, Why did you let me get so much stuff? Why did you let so much stuff happen to me today? God, what do you mean? Me? Well, I woke up late, God. Yes, me. Yes. Me, my car took forever to start, God. Okay, me. At lunch, they made my sandwich wrong and I had to wait, God. Me. On the way home, my phone went dead just as I picked up a call. God, all right, me. And on top of it all, when I got to top it all off, when I got home, I just wanted to soak my feet in my new foot massager. And I can't read the whole thing. It's too long, but I bet it's really great. I'm going to read it at the end. My foot massager, it won't let me do it. Wow. Humor is the best. Hey, Marie Jo, nice to see you on, girlfriend. How are you? So happy you're here. I want to finish that one, Karen, but it's too long. Think all of the stories we all hear, we hear out there. Being in New York during 9/11, heard about so many people that were late to the train. Oh yeah, me too. Or were held back because their kids missed their bus before going to the tower. The universe is always there in our hearts and our souls and gives us signs to help guide us. It is up to us to interpret them and use them. Yes. I actually have a friend of mine, Robert, who has a lovely marriage with a beautiful woman, and he's so in love with her. And they're such a great couple. And they had a fight the morning of 9/11, and they never fight. They just love each other. There's just not a fighter. And he was so upset that he didn't go down to the train station. He wanted to make his marriage right first. And that saved him. He wasn't in the towers that morning because that's where he worked. And he realized that was the universe saving him. Yes, I like this. Working with the universe puts you in line. That's right. This is such an important key. And I bet Vickie asked all of us have experienced that at least once. If not, it might be a lesson. Where are we missing that course correction that was in our best interest, where we are muscling something? And I want to say, you know what? I do that a lot. I didn't realize I did it a lot till lately. Vickie Helm, thank you for your inspiring words. You have a gift, and someday I hope to meet you. You know what? I really do hope to meet you as well, Steve, and you and Judy. We're going out for ice cream, though. I'm telling you right up. Coffee and ice cream. That's what's going to happen. And this is another person I hope to meet in real life. With faith, the universe can turn a great mess into greatness. Oh, God, you dropped the bombs. I'm telling you. With faith, the universe can turn a great mess into greatness. Oh, God, that just melts my heart. Shouldn't that be a bumper sticker? Like, shouldn't it say something on our shirts like that? Like, do good stuff. With faith, the universe can turn a great mess into greatness. I love that. That's so good. That one's so good. It's like Lisa Nichols said it or something. That's how good it is. Let's see. Martin, my man. Yes, the largest intuitive nudge I ever got in my life was fairy bomb when flying through Boston Logan a few months before 9/11. Short story, I believe I was sitting in the middle section with the seat between me and one of the terrorists who I recognize in the pictures later. Whoa. Martin, I had no idea. I just, wow. That is something. That's something. Wow. Make that angel warning from the Lord. Yes. These comments are more difficult to read that you anticipated. You know what it is? My mouth is really dry, and I really am trying not to take a drink of water right now while I'm reading, and I feel just like, but yeah, it's funny, but true. I trust the divine. Somebody just said, I trust the divine timing. This is the thing, isn't it? There is always divine timing. And we talk about this, but I want to tell you something. I think right now, the universe is asking us to exercise this muscle that we've let atrophy. We've let atrophy because we keep demanding in a narcissistic way from the divine to hold me, grow me, show me. It's like we want them to coddle us like we're in diapers or something. And what happens is when you trust divine timing, you start stepping into adulthood. You start realizing that part of the timing is when you're going to act, and part of the time is when you're going to listen. And you're going to list the instructions, and surrender is the key piece between them. And we talked about yesterday creating that awareness in your life so that you can trust divine timing. And that's so important. I like this. Robert, did you watch yesterday's show with Chris Salem? He talked about moving from inner critic to inner champion. Wow, it was really good. It's on there now. Everybody can #replay. I don't know who this is, but I want to say hello to you as well. Somebody tell me who this is. Hello, Vickie Helm. Thank you. Nice to see you on. Glad you're here, whomever you are. I think, yes, love it. I'm not sure who it is. This is the thing for me. Just listen. Can you just listen? How many times do you think, God is sitting up there and there's your long list of, hi, I'm scared of this, I'm scared of that. We don't have any money. Show me a job. I need this. And we have to have 1,500 by Friday and we need this. How come there's no fruit in the fruit? Please bring us, get me. What is that from Hook, the movie Hook? Me, mine, now. And that's probably how the universe sees us. And we never just, hi, could you just listen? I'm telling you what you could do. Could you just listen for a minute? You ever had one of those times where you were so defensive you couldn't listen? I bet we spend more of our day being that than we are actually listening. And the last few days from the time my dog got kidnapped, I mean, come on, who kidnaps your neighbor's dog? Till this day right now, all I've heard is listen. It's just listen and then go act. Listen and then go do. Listen, just listen. If you do, I'll tell you where your dog is. If you do, I'll keep you safe from whatever traffic accident it is. If you do, I'll tell you what I think is going to be most successful for you. This is what you're going to do next. Listen. And I'm like, wow. How did I become such a bad listener? How does that happen? Meditation, contemplation, those things help us listen in. And when we just listen, that means our thinking mind has to shut up. Oh, she wrote the second half of it. I have to do this. Nothing went right today. Why did you do that? God, let me see. The death angel was on your bed this morning, and I had to send one of my angels to battle him for your life. I let you sleep through it, me, humbled. Oh, God. I didn't let your car start because there was a drunk driver on the route that would have hit you if you were on the road. Me, ooh, bummer. God, the first person who made your sandwich today was sick, and I didn't want you to catch what they had. So I knew you couldn't afford it. So I knew you couldn't afford to be sick. Yes. It's like, what if the entire universe is working in concert for your best interest? What if everything right now was for your best interest so that you can move higher in consciousness, so that you can become the person that you envision in your mind? MJ Caesar, love your message. Faith is key. Me too. Isn't that Campbell's soup jingle? Yes. I was terrified and had difficulty dealing with guilt for not telling anyone of my suspicion. Wow. Isn't that, oh God, I've been there before where you get the knowing and you're afraid to say something, even though because you're worried about what somebody will think about you. You're worried about, looking stupid. And I felt that way when they kidnapped my dog, and I called the building owner and I said, hey man, I think this person stole my dog. And they were like, sure they did. And then turns out they kidnapped it. I was terrified and had a difficulty dealing with the guilt of not telling anyone of my suspicion. Martin, that is a really big share. I want to thank you for that, because this is the hard part of sometimes trusting. Our mind comes on and it says, you don't know what you're talking about. Oh, don't listen to that feeling. Or, sure, go ahead and say something stupid, then you'll look stupid. It's to the point where you're really feeling this, something ain't right, something ain't right, something ain't right. And it isn't until afterwards that you find that out. Dude, I have totally been there, and I'm impressed with your courage at sharing that. And thank you for that vulnerability, because it allowed that part of the conversation to come out. I was terrified and had difficulty dealing with guilt of not telling anyone of my suspicion with no proof. That's it. That's intuition. This is faith right here. This is the faith piece. Do I have the faith to say something? Thank you, Martin. That's super, super brave. I never know what you never know what God is keeping you from, like an accident down the road. You don't. But we have to start listening in, because all of the noise and confusion is so loud. It's so loud right now, and it ramps up all around the world. There's the big pandemic and the big politics and the big financial collapse and the big food shortages and the big growing seasons and the big floods. Everything is happening at such a rate right now that the only way through this is inwardly. The only way through to get the real knowledge that's specific for you is to go inwardly. And you have to practice listening now, because it's still coming. This is the beginning of the storm. It's a little rainy. It feels uncomfortable, but we're still safe and warm in our house with our little fireplaces going and our food by our sources. We haven't begun the part of it being hard to get things and hard to buy things, and things being, vastly different than they are right now. And the only way through that, the only way out of that, the only place we're going to go is inward. We have to listen to that divine piece of us that is going to guide us individually to absolutely the perfect place at the perfect time. And some of you are already in the perfect place at the perfect time. You guys, there's so many of you with so much good stuff. I just saw Steven's stuff, and I want to see what he has to say. Let's see, what's this? I've learned many years ago that God lives within us. With faith, we always have hope. Yes, there's always some inner guidance within us that we can listen to. Thank you, Stephen. I think that's so perfect. Isn't that crazy how we do that? But it probably appeared unfounded. No tangled evidence. Yes, it's really hard to go, I think I'm sitting next to a terrorist. Because if you're wrong, you could be thinking, I'm how racist was that? I think you did a good thing, Martin. You did the best thing you could do in that moment. Or failing an interview at a company that tanks shortly after or is investigated. Ooh, yes. Protect you from the bad guys. Hello. Hey, Papa Ray. Of course it's you. Thank you, my dude. I'm hugging you. I hope you're doing well. Thank you. Hey, thank you for posting. I've been enjoying your posts inside the club there. Thank you very much. Nice to see you on. Okay, let's see what we got here. Children are very in touch. Yes, they are. Children are very much in touch with the message. And it seems as we grow older, society teaches us it's not real. Yes, what is up with that? And then we go to church trying to make it all real again. That's so important, Donnie. Thank you for that. That's so good. Martin, I prayed to God for more wisdom one day, and he replied in my spirit with such love. Listen. Whoa. That's the key, isn't it? Donnie said that earlier. Martin's saying it again right now. This, like, if you want more wisdom, listen. If you want more love, listen. Oh, God, you guys are so awesome. I'm so enjoying this. I just enjoy this conversation. Look at this. Yes, Vickie, that is the key. Just listen. You guys rock. I'm telling you. Oh my goodness. Look at this. Robert, yes, just be still and listen. We all know what we need to do, don't we? It's not like rocket science, right? We all know what we need to do. We need to go in and listen. In the area of massive tsunamis, those who listened to the elders' wisdom followed the elephants who unexpectedly moved to higher ground and lived. Yes, this is what all of nature does. All of nature does. They have this ability to listen in. Thank you for that, Martin. I have a new book, actually, Martin, coming out called The Power of Confidence. Well, you would know because you helped me develop the title years ago for it. But The Power of Confidence. And there's a section, the first introduction of the book, I talk about how animals are all in tune to listening, and they're out of the way of earthquakes, tornadoes, floods. They know when it's coming and they leave everything. They're not like, oh, I want to take this chair and I want to take this thing. They just leave everything and they make a new home wherever they go. And they go where they're told to go. It's just such an interesting thing. Animals can do it, but people, we have brains and therefore we don't. Life is for your best interest. It's time to integrate that into how you think and feel about everything. That's right. That is absolutely true. Life is really full of experiences that are in your best interest. I believe that. Donnie said, I told people for a year I kept dreaming and seeing a giant tsunami, and told my coworker over and over again. It intensified the closer it got. After it happened, many did not want to speak with me. They were afraid to be around with me. He knows what's happening in the world. Well, no, he just listens. The world is full of crap right now, so get out of the toilet. Yes, you have to rise above this right now. Yes. It is. It's like you got to move yourself out of the way and listen in, and then you will have what you're actually supposed to listen for. I just want to go pop down here. Robin Helm, actually, the dude argued with the massive linebacker, still Stewart, from putting his bag on the floor under his seat. Ended up because a Koran was in it. Oh, tell you the whole story next time we talk. Ooh, girlfriend. Man, I want to hear that story. Thank you, Martin. Listen, you guys, we're overtime. Again, our 30 minutes has gone to 40 minutes. I want to say thank you for sharing. What you shared today is so important. Remember, we make these. I get to be the show host, but it's the conversation that we have with you. Right now, you just shared a piece of you, a piece of that hope. It's like this here. These little moments, you don't know who needs to hear this. If you want more love, you got to put more love out. There you go. It's just simple. I have to go here. Guard your heart and mind by what and who you listen to and what you read. Thank you, Papa Ray. I know that's you. That's just a Papa Ray thing. These things, every morning I listen to the universe. This morning I heard love. And that's the whole point. This whole conversation we're having, there are other people at other times that are going to listen to this. And the words you say, the conversation you just had, somebody's going to get that one sentence from you, and it's going to change their state, change their opportunities, change their ability to be in the world. And I just want to say thank you for sharing that. Thank you so much. You guys, I love you. Tomorrow is Friday, so you know what that means. I mean, Scott's going to be on the show. That's right. We got Scott Stevens. We're going to have fun. We're going to play. We're going to talk. We're going to do all kinds of good things. Remember, this is your day that the Lord hath made. Be thankful and rejoice. Just, do what Anna says. Listen, listen to what God wants to tell you. That's right. Peace out, guys. See you later. Go out and play, really. It's